Hello, album enjoyers. Thank you so much for listening. We're here very quickly to plug the Enjoy an Album Patreon. First off, thank you so much for everyone who has already signed up.
Overwhelming.
Yes, thank you. We're really, really pleased. It means that we can continue to improve the podcast in ways that we had only imagined as a possibility. We're way ahead of schedule on that, so thank you. For £5 a month, you get 2 extra episodes a month, sometimes 3 if the weeks land in the right way. You get an extra episode every 2 weeks.
I didn't know that, but that's cool.
Yes, you also...
24-hour at least early access to every episode.
Yes.
Without adverts, without Patreon plugs. It's fucking class. That's what I listen to. Not only that, you get 2 bonus eps every fucking month.
And
we try harder on those ones, if I'm honest.
We've got some live shows coming up as well, and you will get early access.
I haven't heard
We'll
about
get pre-sale to those. So lots of exciting reasons to sign up. Or you get access to the ones that we've already done. We've done The Darkness. We've done
Robbie Williams.
Yes.
Hamilton by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Mogwai.
Yes. The Flaming Lips.
The Flaming Lips.
Yeah, loads of good ones already there. Your classic album episodes hidden behind a secret door that only your Patreon membership can access.
And you can actually vote on what Patreon ones we're going to do coming up soon.
So the patrons have signed up.
And you can ask questions that we'll answer in the intro.
And you can discuss stuff with the larger Enjoy an Album community. So do get signed up.
What a great community is.
Yes, it's £5 a month or £10 a month if you're extra sound. So we'll leave you to do that at patreon.com/enjoy an album. And we hope you enjoy the episode. Until then, thank you so much.
Become an ultra, please.
This week's question comes from Alan McGregor. He asks on the Patreon page, questions thread still open, still looking for more.
Please send them more in.
He says, what was each of your first gigs at the Barrowlands?
The classic Glasgow Barrowlands.
My best venue in the fucking world. Yeah, I've never been anywhere else, but I'm pretty sure it's the best venue in the world.
It is a really good venue.
It is nice. And I've seen some amazing gigs there, so Self-Esteem there recently.
James
Wonderful.
Murphy's favourite venue, Lemmy from Motorhead's favourite venue.
Everyone says that when they're in Glasgow, but if you
they say that in American interviews afterwards. We spoke about this.
You see them say about so many different venues.
It said Pitchfork. He said it in a Pitchfork interview in 2008.
You know when you're going somewhere to do a solo show and then some fucking local newspaper says, what's your favourite thing about coming to Coventry? You're like, oh, I love gigging at the Coventry Head. It's my favourite venue. They just do the same thing. You remark. They've fucking seen you coming.
You're a mark.
You just love.
You've been twisted by your own cynicism.
Fucking Glaswegian navel gazing.
Why the fuck would James Murphy say that to Pitchfork, an American publication based in Chicago?
Well, why the fuck would James Murphy pretend that their band was going to break up so he could sell out Madison Square Gardens? Because they're cynical fucks with rich parents who tell lies to get people into their...
He's a slave to cash.
Absolutely.
First show I ever seen at the Barrowlands was, of course, the first show
that's one of my
ever
problem with the
seen.
Barrowlands is the cash-only fucking thing at the bar as well. They're a slave to cash.
I don't want to speculate about why they would be. I don't want to speculate about why they would be cash only. First ever show I seen. I'm not accusing anybody of crime.
We're not saying anything.
First ever show I seen at the Barrowlands was the first ever show I chose to see by myself, not with my father. Iggy Pop with my father, Gig in the Green, Marilyn Manson with my father.
That's where you kissed your dad at Iggy Pop.
I'd never kissed my dad.
Roscoe saw it.
I kissed my dad an appropriate amount.
Yes. 10 seconds.
No, I'm not saying that amount of times, not right. Anyway, shut up. Why are you such a... Anyway. Megadeth, 2007, 14 years old, lost a shoe. Phenomenal.
Wow. That sounds cool. That's great. That's a good answer.
It was great. I just remember, and we'll talk about this.
Where's my shoe?
Why did you know it? Where's my shoe?
It's a viral clip.
And it's me. Yeah. You believe it? Yeah, it was me. It went viral when I was 16, and then no one told me until I was... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Where's my fucking shoe? But yeah, it was phenomenal. What was the first show you ever saw at the Glasgow Barrowlands?
Two Door Cinema Club.
Come on, shut up.
When I was 19 years old, me and my university pals went for my friend's birthday. Mm-hmm. I got pretty wasted, smoked a cigarette inside in the middle of the crowd, and then everyone was like, if we all smoke, they can't throw us out. Everyone in the gig started smoking. I then got really too shit-faced and slept in a car park.
Liam is a recovering alcoholic.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Huh?
Sure.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Why say sure?
Sure. Sure. So yeah, I mean, I don't.
Have I made a faux pas?
No, not at all. I'm just being a dick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is one of his stories. He doesn't live like that anymore.
I haven't slept in a car park in a long time. We was woken up by some sort of parking attendant.
I'll tell you, if you've been in some of these travel lodges, a wee bit better than actually getting a room.
No, definitely not. It was horrible.
No,
we
it's
slept
bad,
in the
isn't it?
lift of the car park near the Glasgow bus station, and was woken up about 6:30 or something like that by someone saying, "You can't fucking sleep here, boys. You can't sleep here."
Shut up. I'm singing indie band.
Yes.
Great guy. And it's going to be a great episode.
Thanks for listening.
yeah.
We've got Manscaped ad coming up for the non-patrons. Patrons episode's coming up now.
Just
Enjoy.
wanted to say buy tickets for our Fringe shows as well.
Yeah, okay. We'll do it. Yeah, okay.
Buy tickets to the Fringe shows. If you like us talking about music, you may like us talking about other stuff.
We're both doing fringe shows here at Monkey Barrel Comedy.
The show is sponsored by Monkey Barrel.
The show's on Chris is called Scary Times. Mine is called Chronic Boom.
Boom.
Tickets are on sale. We'd love to see you there.
Perfect.
Other than that, enjoy the app.
Thank you so much.
This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the numero uno product when it comes to shaving your bits.
It's not the product, it's the brand.
Oh,
it's not just the product, baby.
Yeah.
We got the nose trimmer, the
Weed whacker.
weed whacker. You got the comfiest pair of pants I own.
The lawn mower. Fellas, if you are tired of having little shaving mishaps when you're trying to tidy up your downstairs department, then 100% recommend the lawn mower. It's so quick, it's so easy, it's waterproof. You can charge it in with a USB-C, the same as my phone.
If you're fed up your ball bag looking like Colonel Gaddafi's burst head, how about you get on the old Manscaper and your head... Manscaped. And
5 months.
Your ball bag will look like Professor Xavier's bald head, perfectly smooth, no burst bones or blood stains, just good old-fashioned sleek balls.
And because surely such wonderful equipment would be expensive, would it not?
That's the issue. That is taken care of, because if you're a fan of this podcast, you get Album 20 is the product code that allows you to get 20% off.
20% off all products.
That's a fifth.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So make sure, and also it's a way to support the pod whilst also supporting your own balls. If you don't have balls, that's fine. Maybe want purchase them for a fun gift. Father's Day's coming up.
They work on all genders.
Yes, you can shave anything with it.
They
cat,
should be called humans.
a dog, a hedgehog. Don't shave hedgehogs with Manscaped.
Please do not do that because it is cruel and unusual.
Yes, but remember to use the code ALBUM20 for your Manscaped products. And well, thank you so much for listening to this sponsored part of the show. You're listening to Enjoy an Album, the podcast where two comedians listen to some of the greatest albums of all time. Lana Del Rey has mastered the art of carefully constructed high-concept alt-pop records that bask in and steadily amplify her own mythology. With each album, we become more enamoured by and yet less sure of who she is. This is, of course, part of her magic and the source of much of her artistic power. Her records bid you to worry less about passing fact from fiction and instead free fall into her theatrical aesthetic, a mix of gloomy Americana, Laurel Canyon nostalgia, and Hollywood noir that once was dismissed as calculation and is now revered as performance art. Another top blurb from Apple Music.
Apple Music, what can I say? You guys are cracking it out the park every week with these blurbs.
Really good. Her records bid you to worry less about passing fact from fiction and instead free fall into her theatrical aesthetic.
Lovely.
It sums it up perfectly.
And it's poetic.
It's beautiful.
And I would just like to say, I am an Apple Music man.
You come from far away?
I am an Apple Music man. I come from far away. What can you play? I get more fractions of a penny towards the artist per play than other streaming services. And did you know that? Did you know that Apple and Tidal are the two best for actually getting money? Obviously, Bandcamp Friday is the best way to support an artist, but I'm a better person than you because you're Spotify pilled and I am Apple Music pilled.
You're only Apple Music pilled because you have an iPhone, no? And also, like...
What's that?
This I have a good.
No,
copy.
this.
That's an iPad.
Oh, what company makes that? What company?
But it's not my phone. Is the point?
It's a big phone.
You're only Apple Music peeled because you have an iPhone and you don't know how to work any technology.
I have Spotify also. I don't use it. I don't pay for it. That I remember.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm a better person. Anyway,
I'm actually thinking of going over to Tidal because
Tidal shit.
Is it?
Yeah.
But Tidal's the best for artists, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has the best music quality. I'm pretty sure it's the whole point.
Well, I think Neil Young's iPod. Remember Neil Young's triangular iPod that he came out with?
No. What?
Neil Young had a triangular iPod. It was like a Toblerone.
A tripod.
Yeah, and that had like vinyl quality sound, but nobody used it because it was just too good.
Yeah, it was too good.
It was like the
So
Steam
we listen
Deck.
to it to start crying.
You know, more people use this Nintendo Switch than the Steam Deck.
Yep.
Even though the Steam Deck's better.
But the Steam Deck is like a newer thing as well and doesn't have the... yeah, but I understand what you mean.
What's Neil Young's triangular iPod? I think it's called Ponzo or something.
A Ponzo scheme.
Yeah. Bozo or something.
I'm thinking of going to Tidal because the superior music quality, and also it means you will stop fucking smugly boasting about using an Apple product, which is also involved in modern slavery, by the way.
The slaves don't make the songs.
Some of them do.
Oh. Never mind. Never mind.
This week it's Lana Del Rey.
We are doing, and just, I know you were saying, hey, somebody was saying to me, don't bring up the other episodes that we're recording today, but we are going to record the Ray-Tons right after this.
Yes.
And it's a Lana Del Rey Tons.
Lana Del Rey Tons Day.
And both album titles are questions. The Ray-Tons record's called What's Rock and Roll, and Lana Del Rey's is called Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? I would like to see a mashup.
It's like that. What's that improv game questions where you have to answer a question with a question and the first person to not answer a question like it is out?
Yeah, what's as tiresome as that?
Do you find that tiresome?
Improv.
So yeah.
You know how I feel about improv.
Oh, well, hang on. No, I don't.
Oh, okay. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good art form that is overwrought with annoying guys.
Just like clowning
and podcasts.
Woo. Shut up. Paid a fucking old French guy 20 grand to teach you how to fall out a chair. You can
get your fucking dick out.
Get your dick out. Run compilation shows.
I think it's very funny when you get your penis out.
When your penis is out, I can get my penis out too. I guess.
think that is the best comedy is when your titties are out.
The best comedy is when I can see your genitals. Oh, is it? Golly, you French freak. Shut up. Stop making millionaires, you fucking flea on humanity.
He's the fucking Jack Antonoff of the Edinburgh Fringe, isn't he?
You don't think that old French man is jacking off every fucking time he's running a class? Oh, I have to go to the cupboard to think.
I think you should come in and you should be pretend to be a lion, and then you should get your titties out.
Anyway, enough Gollier fucking... Sorry, Gollier, we're putting you on blast.
Let's do enjoy a clown
You
teacher.
old French fucking freak. This week we're talking about Lana Del Rey. Have you been Lana pilled?
Remember the first time I heard the Pitchfork put video games up, and it was a big smash.
And as a fan of video games...
Do you know what the video
Finally,
game
a song
from video
about
games
me.
is?
No?
Was I don't know if you remember this. Do you know the song?
I know the
Playing
song.
video games, it's you, it's all for you. Everything I do, I tell you all the time. Heaven is a place on earth with you. Tell me all the things you wanna do. I heard that you like the bad girls, honey. Is that true?
Wow, that was a quite a
Better
rendition.
than I
Still going.
ever even knew. They say that the world is built for two.
I think you should sing it with your titties out. Would be very funny. That would be good comedy if you sang it with your little titties hanging out.
You
would win the best show at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Oh, baby, now
I think you probably sang enough of the song for the listeners. So what is the video game from the song video games?
World of Warcraft.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Her boyfriend at the time was playing it.
I did not think I could fall harder for this chick.
She wasn't playing it.
I don't care. She knows what it means.
She knows loads of stuff.
Yeah, I know, man.
A lot
That's
of women know what
cool.
words mean.
Listen.
I'm a feminist.
I'm a
I
feminist. I'm a
think
feminist.
that women know what loads of words mean.
This is what a feminist looks like. Someone who understands that women know things, and good for them too. No, she knows more than me. Not about World of Warcraft.
Just for the audio listener, I was zipping my jacket up. I wasn't. I didn't hear Liam talk about women and just this.
Whoa!
Decide to start Philippe
I think it is
Gollier.
time to take your penis out, talk about World of Warcraft.
I remember video games coming out. I think it was maybe Pitchfork called it Song of the Decade.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It's a great song.
It
that
is.
Chorus is, and sometimes I'm happy in my relationship, and I think about that song. They say that the world is built for two, only worth living if somebody's loving you.
Wow. Yeah.
That's poetry. I thought it should be a one-hit wonder, to be honest with you.
Did you really?
And I just went, okay, I get it.
I kind of had her.
But I wasn't right.
And I had her and Lord as pretty interchangeable pretty early on, I think. Video games and royals, I felt like.
And you will never be royal.
Felt like they are different songs and there's a different style to them, but it felt like they sort of came from the same sort of school of like modern Baroque pop.
Racially charged pop music.
I think we'll dig into that comment as the episode continues.
Let's do it.
But I remember when Norman fucking Rockwell came out and I put it on and I was blown away.
Mm-hmm.
That is a masterpiece, I think.
Well, that's the thing. I liked the first record with video games on it. I never really, it just didn't. I mean, I just generally went, okay, this is cool, but I never really like sunk my teeth into it. And then I just haven't listened to Norman fucking Rockwell. I haven't listened to Ultraviolence. I heard, summertime, sad news. You know, that was good. But I never got into like, what's the other big Lana Del Rey record? Chemtrails Over the Country Club.
Chemtrails Over the Country Club. I mean, I think NFR is seen as like the peak so far. There's Lust for Life as well. I mean, Lana stans will argue over which one is the best, but I think the most acclaimed was NFR.
Are you a Lana stan?
I will answer that at the end of the. Ask me that at the end of the episode.
Okay.
And I'll tell you whether.
Have
or
you
not
stand a Lana? Will be the question.
And just welcome to Enjoy a Stan. But it's safe to say when the album came out, I was interested. I like her. I believe she's made some amazing music before. I think she's an interesting songwriter. I don't think there's really anyone making music like this on this scale at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm always interested in what she's going to do, and I'm excited to talk about this album and Lana in general, because Lana has said and done some pretty funny, dumb, stupid shit over the years, which is going to be cool to discuss with you and our fans. What did you think? Now, you said you were excited about this, about the Secret Posho. What was your understanding of Lana's background prior to this? I had assumed rich Californian girl. So what did you think?
I remember, sometimes we talk about the sexual implications, or the sexist implications is calling someone an industry plant. Before her first album even came out, people were saying, oh, she is a major label product who has had the MP3s sent to all the big blogs, which is how people found out about music in that very brief period of time in the late 90s, early teens. And that was what people were saying about her. They were like, oh, Lana Del Rey, that's just fucking Warner Brothers fucking over it. Like, she's what was that thing, AstroTurf you called it?
Yeah,
where it's like a fake grassroots.
Fake grassroots campaign.
But I mean, it's just, listen, it happens.
I was fully expecting to find out her dad was in the CIA or something.
A CIA Mitski dad, or like her dad is like Barack Obama's fucking like personal assassin.
Yeah. Lana Del Rey?
Kill people. Melania Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey.
Something like that. Yeah, Lana Del Rey. Yeah, nice.
But let's do it. Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Fuck. I forgot.
You forgot the jingle.
So I just improvised a new jingle, but it was quite cool. I listen to a lot of disco music. What's that disco book I'll be reading?
Secret Posho, a secret Posho. You do it fast.
Do you want me to do a Lana Del Rey secret Posho?
Okay. Gling, gling.
Secret Posho, secret Posho. You do it fast and it feels like nacho. Got no money, you got dash, bro. Secret Posho. That was good.
Thanks. Lana Del Rey's real name, Elizabeth Grant Jr., born 1985. Not sure why I've written that. Her father was a copy.
She was born in 1985?
85.
85, cool. Because I was like, she's not well younger than me.
Her dad was a copywriter for the Grey Group. The Grey Group is a global advertising agency. So I guess
that's what they say they are.
What do you, yeah.
I hear the Grey Group. Start thinking about Men in Black. The Grey Men.
Okay.
Aliens.
Also, Grey Matter from Breaking Bad was the big chem company that Walt didn't work for.
That was so interesting, the use of colour in the Breaking Bad universe. Because it's grey.
Yes.
Walter White.
Yes.
He's white, they're grey.
Yes. Flashbacks are in grey.
Yes. And
And
sometimes they use the colour green, which is money. It's very clever. And her Skylar is blue because of the sky.
And because she's sad.
Because she's sad because her husband is a fucking loser.
Yeah, cool guy. Her mum was an account executive at Grey
Breaking
Group.
Bad? No, Lana
Lana Del Rey's mum. So both parents worked for the Grey Group, this sort of global advertising agency. So her dad was a copywriter, so it was quite a high up job. She was an account executive. So they're pretty, I mean, this is in New York as well, so they're pretty upper middle class, I would say. She went to the Kent School. Other alumni include Seth MacFarlane, Ted Danson, and Katie Tunstall. Yeah.
What a crew that would be.
Well, wait to hear this. I looked at the
Dream
alumni.
blunt rotation right there. Seth MacFarlane's doing the Stewie voice.
Here you go. Yeah. Ted Danson, can you do a Ted Danson impression?
Ted Danson. Diane, fuck me, please.
Yeah.
That what he said in Cheers all the time.
But another man, there's someone else in the alumni who I just read his name. I don't know who he is, other than he's a congressman. But there's a congressman who went to this school called Hamilton Fish the Fourth.
Hard to believe that they already had 3 Hamilton Fishes and they went, let's do another one. You fools.
Fucking Hamilton Fish.
The Fish family.
She said she was sent it was a boarding school. She said she was sent there to get sober at the age of 14. She had a dark life at Lana Del Rey. She was already...
Summertime sadness, huh?
You tell me. She was sent to the former boarding lodgings of Hamilton Fish the Fourth to get dry. Her uncle was the admissions officer at the school, which so reeks of Nepo baby.
That's fucked up.
She went to the Fordham University. It's a pretty normal university. She studied philosophy.
What would be the Glasgow equivalent of the Fordham University?
I would say probably Glasgow Uni.
That's the big one?
Well, I think it's like just a big one. It's not
Cali.
Yeah, I think it's like just a big, good uni.
Right, okay.
Studied philosophy and specialised in metaphysics.
I heard that she was interested in the moment where robotics and humanity combined.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
So, I mean, what is that moment? I mean, that's the now.
Yeah, it's happening now.
Okay.
You can run your face in a program and it will make you look like a spaceman. People are really excited about it.
You can type in the words Will Smith eating spaghetti and you can watch a video of that happening. But
you'll
I
have
think
9
Will Smith would do
fingers.
that for you.
Think Will Smith would do it?
If you wanted him to.
He would slap you
Slap you with his wet spaghetti.
with his 9 AI fingered hand. Keep my spaghetti out your fucking mouth. It's mine? Well, oh, never mind then.
So, do you know where she got a stage name from?
I think I read that it was about like she would hang out with Mexican people, Puerto Rican people.
Absolutely no idea what that is from, but the actual reason is...
she used to go to California and Miami and hang out in Florida and hang out with the Puerto Rican culture there. It was wild.
Right. There may be...
Cubans.
Okay, how about I just tell you?
Don't ask a question if you don't, think I can make something up in response to it.
So the first name is Lana. She named herself after Lana Turner, who was an actress in the 50s, right? Oh my God, Lana Turner's Wikipedia page, by the way. Fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
She was like a big sort of golden era Hollywood idol, nominated for an Oscar once, many movies. She's like perfect Hollywood story. She was spotted whilst buying a Coca-Cola one day, and the guy's like, hey, you want to make her a star. Married and divorced 8 different times.
Whoa.
Involved in a homicide featuring Sean Connery. Literally, like, if you read her name is Lana Turner. If you read her Wikipedia page, you're like, there should be a movie. There have been a few movies made
What
about
happened to Sean Connery? Did Sean Connery kill someone?
No. She was involved with a gangster.
Listen, Lana.
Who came in one day. She was like dating a gangster who I think killed someone. And he came on set one day to like bully Lana, and Sean Connery fucking pulled a gun out of his hand or something cool as fuck like that.
Listen, cunto.
Listen, you gangster fuck.
Leave that fucking woman alone.
I'm trying.
Can you do this, Sean Connery?
No, that's what I just realized.
It's tough.
Sean Connery.
You be the gangster, I'll be Sean.
Hey, Lana, you get over here.
Listen, cunt.
Oh my God, it's James Bond.
It's James Bond.
I don't know if you've been James Bond yet.
Doctor, no, I haven't. That hasn't happened.
Doctor, no, I haven't. That's how James Bond speak. They
Hey,
try
I'm going to
get-
write that down. Doctor, no. That's a good idea. Ian Fleming hasn't had it yet. I'm going to give this guy an open hand slap, as I often do women.
Well, that's what I was trying to sort of reference, but not in too much of a jokey way. But I think you got the balance right.
That's what they say.
The surname Del Rey is named after the Ford Del Rey, which was a car popular in Brazil in the 1980s. So maybe that's where you're getting your...
I'm sure I read about her times.
Her times?
Yep. Hanging out with Cuban people and being like, oh, this culture is cool, isn't it? Because she is white. She is a wasp. You know, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Yes.
But people have accused her of brownwashing.
Well, yeah, there's been a number of controversies regarding our Lana. So the one you referenced, one of her music videos, she was maybe a bit browner than she normally is. And she had 2 tear tattoos, and she played like a stripper, and it was seen as sort of co-opting of Puerto Rican culture, maybe.
Yeah. What's your take on fake tans, and the racial implications of working class women in Britain wearing fake tan?
Oh, working class women in Britain wearing fake tan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the same thing as what's going on here.
Is it not?
No, because they're not pretending to be Puerto Rican in a music
They're
video.
pretending to be something.
Well, they're just trying to match up to the ideals that society is trying to sell them as good. Do you know what I mean? It's saying this is what a beautiful woman looks like. Look at her, slightly browner than your skin.
Mm.
It's also in terms of fake tan, there's like a connection to being able to afford going on like expensive hot holidays, isn't there? And
Social status.
yeah, so I don't think. I mean, I actually think accusing working class women of being culturally insensitive is in fact classism from you. Is what I'd say.
No, I'm not. That's not my opinion. That's just me.
sounded like it
No,
was.
that's not classism for me. I'm class myself. So, I don't think it is. I think you've. Just because I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, well, I'm just playing. Yeah, I'm just a devil's advocate.
I don't like to give answers. I just like to come out and ask questions, and it's up to the audience to decide.
So let's go through some of her controversies.
Controversy.
She released a poetry book a couple of years ago called Violet Backwards Over the Grass. And at a reading of this, shortly after COVID restrictions were lessened, for want of a better word,
She was wearing the little pearly mask.
she was wearing a completely useless mesh mask.
Did you buy any novelty masks during COVID?
No.
I bought a Pentagon Junior Mexican wrestling official mask.
Right.
So it would be a normal like COVID face mask, but it was the design of Pentagon Junior, who is a skeleton ninja who breaks people's arms and then tributes them to his Dark Lord.
And did you wear this outside?
No, I didn't. It came to Glasgow, but I was so depressed during COVID that I couldn't will myself to go to the depot and pick it up. So it's just sitting in a depot somewhere.
Oh, so it's still there.
Or being returned.
Yeah.
To Mexico. That sounded like I was really emotional.
Chris is allergic to the word Mexico. He can't say it without tearing up. Mexico.
Sorry, I was burping. Try to keep up burping and talk about Mexico.
I remember Icelandic comedian Bilge Babylon had a mask with like a mustache, a man's face on it, and it was like a mustache. And the mask made me feel physically sick. I hated it so much.
Well, people know it kept going, hey, you put a mat, and then they go,
yeah, well, it was like jarring because like Bilge is obviously like a woman, and it was like a big man's mustache, and it would just take you a second to adjust to. Yeah, or so I remember that. And there was other people got their own faces on masks.
Terrible.
Yeah. I'm so glad the mask days are behind us.
I liked it.
Why?
You could sing in the supermarket.
What do you mean? What?
You could be listening to like Babies by Pulp or something and just be like singing with your mouth, and like you could go fuck off to people and they couldn't hear you and stuff sometimes.
What do you think the mask stops? It doesn't stop audio.
No, but if I'm walking down the street and somebody's annoying me and I go fuck off my mouth.
Right.
Like just like mouth it.
I think it says a lot about your mental state that you miss masks because you can't swear under your breath at people, which you can do in your head.
It's better when your lips make the shape. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't miss them at all. But yeah, so she was wore a sort of.
Do you not like masks? I like not.
I'm not anti-mask.
Sounds like it.
I'll wear a mask
When
I need to, which is never.
This fucking fake
Fucking mainstream
shit.
media trying to put a muzzle on me.
Yeah, Russell Brand.
But Lana, Lana wore a sort of a sparkly mesh designer mask.
You could see her mouth through it.
Completely fucking useless.
Yeah, it looked cool though.
A fishnet mask to read a poetry reading. So I mean, and this is like height of like COVID and everything. So people are going crazy about that. She does. I think that she does draw a lot of like controversy, sometimes more than her peers, based on less. I think sometimes.
Well, people need to write about her because they need clicks. So you just have to go fucking. What can we make fun of her for?
She is a bit of a drama magnet. I don't know if it's always entirely fair. Although I do think sometimes it is.
Well, it's good for her. It's good for them.
So I think
You gotta play the game, kid.
I've got a new feature.
Oh, what's the new feature?
So every now and then, I like to find a sort of football connection, and I feel like this should be a moment. Do you know what I mean? Because it's come up on so many episodes. Some obvious, Robbie Williams or whatever. Sometimes less obvious. So there's a football connection with Lana Del Rey. So I thought, why not just call it the feature? Football connection. I've had a football connection. Football connection. I've had a football connection.
Yeah, it's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
So do you know this? Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
She used to play for Rangers. It was Amoruso and Lana Del Rey, and they tore
She won't like that joke, and I'll tell you why.
She's a
good Celtic girl. She's a Celtic fan.
Family's from Lanarkshire.
Yes, and she was briefly baiting. She was briefly dating.
Hold on. I know what you're about to say.
Yes.
Did you know that we have a connection to him?
What? Well, okay, so let me say it and then talk about your connection. So she was briefly dating the lead singer of Scottish indie band Cassidy.
Yes.
Who...
You ever seen them?
No.
I saw them at Wickerman Festival.
Wickerman?
Yeah.
Wickerman.
Wickerman Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a guy's name.
Wickerman.
That was Johnny Wickerman.
Wickerman's Festival.
Yeah.
So what's our connection to Cassidy?
I cannot believe that you don't know. I genuinely can't believe you don't know.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really know who Cassidy are.
Right.
I don't think they really were big below the border.
They had the moment.
What was their big songs?
I couldn't tell you that, but they had the moment. I met. Well, okay. Former enjoying an album. Guest.
Yes.
He's been here.
He's been in the
recently.
studio. He's been in the
You know him. You love him.
Roscoe.
No. Stippy Boo Poo.
Oh,
himself.
Screaming Puke Shagging.
Screaming Puke Shagging Stephen Buchanan of W.H. Smith's / Fajita Kit fame.
Old El Paso King.
Old El Paso himself.
A packet of spacey dust.
Young El Paso, as I call him. His cousin is Barry James of Cassidy.
Barry Jenkins, director of
No,
Moonlight.
No. He's cool too, but
I love him.
Barry James.
Have you seen Moonlight?
No.
What? Oh, really?
No.
Oh, one of the most beautiful films of the last 20 years.
It's about a young gay black man.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's about so much more.
Oh.
It's about a middle-aged gay black man.
Well, not speaking of middle-aged gay black men, Cassidy, who 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was a teen, with the red hot indie rock band of Glasgow,
One Scottish Comedian of the Year.
they won Scottish Comedian of the Year 5 years in a row. Alan Anderson took them to Australia. That's probably where it
Eddie
went wrong.
Cassidy. Shout out.
Oh, sorry. Shout out to Eddie. But fucking Stephen Buchanan's cousin is in this Cassidy, and Cassidy, one of their members, it might have been his cousin, went out. It wasn't his cousin. He would have brought that up.
I think we know that. I can't believe we are 2 steps away from Lana. If we needed to get a message to Lana within an hour,
Yeah,
as long as Stephen answered his phone, I think we could.
maybe. She said a few bows.
A few bows.
Bows, Beaus. A bow. You familiar with that?
Right, yeah, okay. Like the French.
I can speak French.
Yeah, I can also speak French.
I like to see your tits. Okay, Philippe. But what was I saying? Aye, that was when your pussy tastes like Coca-Cola. My pussy tastes like Coca.
Yeah.
That was he had told her.
What?
Yeah. He went, your pussy tastes like Coca-Cola. Your pussy tastes like Bars Cola.
And your ass tastes like iron brew.
Your arse tastes like a tonic tea cake hen.
Your titties taste like tablet. Your mouth tastes like porridge hen.
Your toes taste like turkey tizzlers. Your toes taste like turkey twizzlers.
That's cool, man. I like that we were listing Scottish things and you named turkey twizzlers. Would you consider them a Scottish delicacy?
Nah, fucked up the whole game.
Your fucking the back of your knee tastes like a deep fried Mars bar.
That's the Scottish dirty talk. Anyway, well, he was a Celtic fan, so there's a picture of her in a Celtic top. That's this week's Football Connection. But also there's a second Football Connection.
Football connection.
She sang on an album released by Liverpool FC.
What?
She sang "You'll Never Walk Alone."
You never walk alone.
When I say this is a beautiful rendition of this song, I really like it. I love a good stirring football song. Okay, particularly love my own team. I'm for Blowing Bubbles. Wonderful when sang by crowd. I love the Hibs when they sing "Sunshine on Leaf."
Yeah.
Wonderful when Liverpool sing "You Never Walk Alone." Beautiful. Now, you ever listen to a song and you notice straight away the pitch with which the artist is singing is very high, and you know that the song's only going to get higher, and then the whole song becomes this like exhilarating, like a moment of
Will they, won't they?
Is she gonna pull this off? She pulls it off.
She pulls it.
She pulls it off like crazy.
You ever heard the Megadeth song, We'll Never Walk Alone?
No.
It's not about Liverpool.
When you never walk alone. That, and you go, is she going to go higher? You'll never walk. And it's actually interesting. Lana has spoken about the fact that she used to sing very high and said, I wasn't taken very seriously when I sang very high.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to sing lows, but people listen more to my lyrics.
That's interesting. I've wrote a new bit of stand-up potentially in this very book about the song Never Walk Alone.
Really?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, Rangers and Celtic, that's what it's called. I've decided not to learn from a lesson of talking about Rangers and Celtic in my stand-up. It's just about how, like, I don't think it's a very good song because it's not really your USP as a football team that you never walk alone because it's a team-based sport. So, like, nobody walks alone.
Probably that's the idea.
Huh?
That's the point. It's saying you'll never walk alone because you are not alone. We're a team.
But the other team's the team as well. Fair enough if it was one guy in the other team and you're going, to your team, you'll never walk alone, and the other side of the pitch is just one wee guy going,
you've drastically misunderstood the
what's
song.
going on?
I think you...
They never told me I needed friends.
No, I think it's a song. It's about the notion of team spirit.
It's not your USP. It's very similar to mine, and this is what the bit goes into. It's very my issue with the Rangers chant We Are the People. You know, the other teams also comprise the people.
Right, but I think it's about the spirit of teamwork, and you do get teams that are that do
Fair
not play.
enough if the other side, if it was like in the Scottish Cup final, it was Rangers versus a team of like Lovecraftian, shape-shifting old gods, you know.
Is this what's written in here?
Yeah. If it was a bunch of Cthulhu's on the other side going, you're like, okay, we are the people.
Well,
That
they play
makes-
Aberdeen, that is what it looks like.
Oh,
Football connection.
loving the new feature.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. No, that's a good bit. Why don't you try it out and put it online and see how it goes?
Why don't I put it online and then maybe a bunch of old people with like pubes on their face will get
Maybe you
upset
just
with me.
shouldn't talk about stuff you don't understand, son.
Don't bring up Christmas dinner again. My brother-in-law. He's a good guy. But I nearly threw a roast parsnip at him.
Speaking of rivalries, Lana Del Rey was caught up in a legal battle with Liam Withnail favourite Radiohead.
Oh yeah, really?
Yes.
Were they fighting over who supported Israel more?
Is Lana pro-Israel? Probably. Allegedly. Not even allegedly.
No,
Saw
you're
li-
alleging it.
Yeah, I'm alleging it right now. Saw literally nothing about it. No, in fact, I would hazard a guess that due to
She's a
Lana's
Celtic fan, so
constant charitable work to the indigenous people of America, that she would be sympathetic to the people of Palestine.
it's more complicated than that sometimes, isn't it?
Her song "Get Free"
Mm-hmm.
was seen as a rip-off of Radiohead's "Creep," and when you listen to it, you go, "Yeah." In fact, it feels like a homage. Which I found it interesting that Radiohead would get shit about that because they were so often like they wanted to be too cool for school about the song "Creep." Like, we don't even like that song.
Yeah,
someone does an homage to you, like, you don't fucking steal our song. That's our song.
It's like if you had a son that you didn't like, but then he was getting bullied at school, you wouldn't be on the bully's side.
If you had a son you didn't like,
Yeah, a red-headed stepchild, as they call them.
listen, you can't bully him. Only I could fucking bully him. All right.
That's how psychopaths behave.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
And I think Radiohead are psychopaths.
Yeah.
One of my favourite songs has the exact same chord structure. It's the C, E minor, F minor. Chord structure that Creep uses. Could look in the eye. I sent you it. I can play it on the piano.
Yes.
Because I can play the other song that uses the exact same chord structure.
What's the other song?
Laura by Girls. Laura, baby, I'm right here, and I don't want to fight anymore. I really want to be your friend forever.
Experimental pioneers Radiohead clamp down on that other band?
No, but one time I played my song on an acoustic guitar for, my dad was doing the hair for Dan, what's that guy's name? Dan Byrne. No. What was that guy? Have you seen that show?
Are you okay? Your computer malfunction.
My dad did hair for a sitcom for BBC.
Right.
And it was Dan Brown's How Not to Live Your Life. It wasn't
Dan
Dan,
Brown?
It wasn't Dan Brown. What was his name? Dan something? Remember the sitcom How Not to Live Your Life?
No.
Oh, come on. It was in BBC. It was filmed in Glasgow. Dad didn't hair for it. Anyway, I played his acoustic guitar.
Right.
And he went, "Oh, you're playing Creep by Radiohead?" I was like, "I'm playing Laura by Girls." But I could have said I'm playing Born Free or whatever by Lana Del Rey.
It ended up not going to court. I think they just had an agreement about it behind the scenes. I also want to bring up, remember that Instagram post that Lana Del Rey did? She wrote a letter sort of against her own criticism, saying, I don't know why people like Beyonce can get on stage, take off all their clothes and sing about sex and not get any criticism.
People like Beyonce and Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj. Yeah. What do these three people have in common? I have no idea.
Yes, it was pretty dodge. But it's kind of what I was saying earlier. I do feel like... sorry, her argument in the letter was these women can sing about what they want and get naked and sing about sex, and no one ever seems to be bothered about that. But when I sing about the things I sing about, people accuse me of all sorts of things. People accuse me of glorifying abuse. There was like an album cover where like a man's hand is going around her neck. So, but I do think that she is maybe held to a higher standard on stuff like that than other artists, her contemporaries. But then I also think she holds herself to a higher standard. So,
Wow.
that's my...
You are a Lana stan, I think.
Well, when I say she holds herself to a high standard, it's not necessarily a compliment, but what I mean is, well, no, I mean you can, she holds herself in quite high esteem, is what I'm saying, and she releases poetry books. She considers herself to be a poet. So, like, yeah, I mean, the reason that people are looking for deeper meanings into your stuff is because that's how you present yourself. So you can't really be mad at people when they do. And then to exclusively criticize like 3 of the biggest black female acts in the world, just, I mean, fucking, you know the meaning of words,
Read
poet.
the room.
Read your own letter and say, oh my God, this is a stupid thing to write, and then throw it up and put it in the bin.
Yeah.
Probably typed.
Probably. I just wanted to say, I don't know how to segue into this. I could have done it when we were talking about video games because I believe these are comments from the video games video, but I do think try to do Unhinged YouTube Comment of the Week. I think her fans, because this very dramatic music about violence and sex and how death,
Yeah.
and sex and drugs and stuff. So I've
Sex.
got a couple of. You said you didn't have one. I've got 2.
Great.
Do I read one of mine?
You can do them.
Okay. A guy called NH Vito 6 days ago. This
Vittorio Angeloni.
this is Notorio Angeloni Vito. He 6 days ago. So I think this was actually for the. Do you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard single video? NH Vito 6 days ago said, I had a horrible intravenous cocaine habit for a good while when I was in my late teens, and I would only listen to Lana after each shot. And now it's hard to hear it with feeling like I want to throw up or run back to my old ways, and it sucks because she's so damn talented and has such a unique voice and sound that makes her so much more relatable than most other artists.
I don't think it's unhinged.
It's a wee bit unhinged. I can't listen to this music thinking about my teenage intravenous coke habit.
I think if you had an intravenous coke habit when you were in your teens, then you're going to think about it every other day regardless.
Okay.
You know? I don't know if that falls at the feet of Lana.
Let's see how this one hangs unhinged for you. So this is 1 month ago, and they said she likes it cheap.
Great.
She likes it cheap.
Sounds like lyrics to a Ricky Martin song.
She makes me take my clothes off and return them to B&M. She likes it cheap, like she will go for cheap camera and low quality and call it a day. And her album covers look ugly sometimes. But damn, her music is so sophisticated. She is also fabulous. She looks high sometimes.
Yep.
But the way she walks herself, she walks with class. I can't describe how amazing this woman is. Like, if there's a goddess of music, it will be her. I really need her to be on Beyonce level of fame. Or Taylor too. I need some people, more people to listen to this masterpiece and her other works too. And that is by a user called, first name Trina, second name Let Go.
We're all trying to let go.
We're all trying to let go.
I did see,
buddy.
I mean, there was none that really like stood out, but what some of the horniest comment sections.
And this is some of the horniest music I've ever listened to. And you know that I like it when music's horny. What's my 5 things I like about
Horny, 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 and horny.
horny? Is your music horny? Is your art? Is anything? I need horny, scary, funny, cool.
And another one.
Another one. Can't remember what it was. Scary.
I think he said scary.
Yeah.
He said scary twice. Yeah, it's very horny music. Let's talk about the album. So the album is called Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard? I didn't.
You had a theory as to the...
No, I made a joke.
I'm not sure.
Well, okay, but let's not talk about that song yet, okay?
No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about your theory about what the ocean is.
No, not the ocean. Okay, so there is a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard. It's called the Jurgens Tunnel, and it was a walkway
Jurgen.
to the beach that's been boxed up since the 1960s. Apparently, it's got beautiful tiled interior, which is now locked away. No one can see it. And so that she said of this song and that of the album that, you know, there's so much of myself that maybe I'm not showing off to people. Only my friends and family are seeing, and it's like this tunnel that's been boxed away.
Yeah, it's like the disused subway tunnel under the Botanic Gardens in Glasgow.
Or the currently in use train tunnel that goes through Arthur's Seat, the Innocence Railway Tunnel.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. There's a tunnel. Did you know there's a tunnel under Arthur's Seat?
Did you know there's a tunnel under Arthur's Seat?
That you run through. Anyway.
My pussy tastes like...
Well, I just,
rolling sausage.
you know, I was like, is the tunnel her vagina? That's what I always said. Is that, you know, I mean, it's a tunnel, sure, you know, and she likes to sing about her vagina sometimes. So
open me up.
it's, yeah.
Tell me you like it. Fuck me to death. Love me until I love myself. There's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard.
Let me tell you this right now.
Fuck me to death.
I promise you this.
Yeah.
If you put the words fuck me to death in your record, I'm on board.
I'm on board straight away.
If you're willing to be fucked to death in general, and then you want to sing about it, I want to hear about it.
I want to fucking hear about it, man.
And I don't think you can accuse me of being inappropriate when
We've already said a lot of stuff.
2 lines after the phrase fuck me to death, you sing about a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard and the suggestion that tunnel may be your vagina. I think that's a fair enough connection to make.
It's interesting, isn't it? That I thought that should be a one-hit wonder, because our first stuff was kind of like that, about like the romanticism of American nostalgia. And I thought, well, how long can you do that for? I kind of figured that she would do a Mumford and Sons, where they wore waistcoats for like 2 albums, and then he went, let's do a Kings of Leon record where we just have leather jackets on. Like, I figured that she would stop, but she hasn't, and it's not a bad thing. It's kind of like what I was talking about on Twitter with the Wes Anderson thing. She has a Wes Anderson vibe also, where they have very particular styles and they don't deviate from it. They do little twists on it. Oh, this one's stop motion. This one's got an alien in it. You know,
that's Wes Anderson, not Lana Del Rey. She hasn't.
You know, but sometimes
I mean, Father John Misty is on the record, but I don't know what planet he's from.
You don't like him?
I know, I do like him. No, I agree. She's like, obviously she's leaned in heavy to the Americana thing, but she has sort of mixed it with this sort of millennial gaze, especially the sort of, you know, references to open references to her sex life and stuff like that. It's this baroque sort of instrumental cinematic chamber pop music. Which at its best is really, I mean, there are some songs in this album which I think are probably some of the best she's written. Jack Antonoff is back.
Jackoff Antonoff, the ass worship king.
I think that out of all of the, I mean, we've spoken about Jack Antonoff a lot because he's fucking everywhere. The sort of producer who seems to be making everything at the moment. I think, and I tweeted this, I think Lana and Jack bring out the best in each other. I think that the stuff that you can accuse Jack Antonoff's records of being, and like you can hear it's Jack Antonoff within seconds, and he's like, you know, he's got these tropes of this particular sort of 80s disco drums and stuff. They are absent on this record, and I think they are good at bringing out like both of each other's like best, most interesting parts.
He's still a stain on it, I think.
You think he's a stain on it?
Yeah.
A&W is, I think, the best track on the record.
Oh. Well, did you listen to Margaret featuring Bleachers?
His band.
Yeah. And he does this just shit Bruce Springsteen impression. That's the one where she's like, when you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the end of that,
when
though,
you know, you
the end
know.
of Margaret,
And I'll come out talking like that, doing a shit Bruce Springsteen impression, even though I'm a little specky dweeb.
Yeah.
If I can't do it, you can't do it, Jack. All right? If I can't wash your passes, you can't wash your passes. So get your head out the gutter. Stop producing everything. You fucking suck. Your band sucks. But you done a good job here.
Yeah, the band sucks. I think it's, I mean, as I said, I think we do dunk on Jack Antonoff a lot, but then most of the time his producing is like, it's also albums that we happen to like.
Do you think in like albums you like, do you think it's like kind of looking back at Mark Ronson and how he dominated the early noughties British pop scene with his horns and his tinny drums? Do you not think in 10 years we'll look back at all these women that he's worked with and we'll go, that was a bad period, or that was a noticeable period, or is it a Wes Anderson thing where you're just like, oh, that's what he does? Yeah,
I mean, I don't look back on the Mark Ronson period as bad. I mean, Mark Ronson had some, I mean, he was Amy Winehouse. He produced those 2 albums, which still stand out as like really incredible stuff. We should do an Amy Winehouse.
We should do an Amy Winehouse back to back.
So yeah, and also I don't think that even though his production is all over this and is most prevalent on A&W and what's the taco truck times Venice Beach thing at the end. I mean, when he gets all freaky deaky in there, that's where he is. But I mean, as I said, A&W I think is a really beautiful song. It's like 7 minutes or something.
This is a long album.
77 minutes.
77 minutes.
Come
on, Lana.
The song Paris, Texas. Have you seen Paris, Texas?
The film?
Movie with Harry Dean Stanton?
He's like a sad guy who won't speak and he walks across the desert.
Have you watched it?
No, I've just seen pictures. It looks good.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Is it heart-rending?
It's it's. I'm not surprised that Lana Del Rey has referenced it because it is that sort of. I mean, it's a German. It's Wim Wenders. It's a German man's understanding of an American road movie, and what he sees in America, and so that is like right in the Lana Del Rey wheelhouse of Americana and 1950s and 1960s, and sort of looking back to sort of golden age of America, and the song. Beautiful as well. There's a song called Kintsugi. Do you know what Kintsugi is?
Do I know what Kintsugi is? I'm planning some Kintsugi.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you tell our listeners what it is?
Kintsugi is the Japanese art of using gold to heal. Like when a pot breaks. Oh, you got a little...
Well, you know that my partner is a ceramicist.
A potterist.
So has actually done some work in some kintsugi bowls before.
He's going to let me say potterist.
Potterist? Yeah, she's a potterist.
So kintsugi, I first came in my head when I heard Def Cab for Cutie did an album about it. And it's about like showing the cracks in something and drawing attention to them.
So it's when a bowl breaks, you mend it with gold so that it can still be used. This actually isn't finished. But... so that you can see the broken lines when you put back together. So for our video viewers can see, there's a kintsugi cup.
It draws attention to the flaws.
Absolutely. So it's like it's loaded with metaphor for artists. So I'm not surprised it's been used before. Maybe
I'm going to do it to my teeth.
You can put gold in your teeth.
I was eating a Mars bar in Bournemouth on Monday, and we were at the Channel 4 networking event.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing we hang out at. We go to networking events at Channel 4 and stand at the back and eat olives, don't speak to anybody.
We stand at the back and talk about the ratings.
Yes.
And
at the Channel 4 thing where we feel fucking useless.
We're at a bloody Channel 4 thing. They haven't bought microphones, so they just... No, let's not go into what we were doing, right? But it was fine. But we were at that. What was I talking about that for?
Oh, kintsugi.
Well, my tooth started coming out my head because I was trying to eat chewing gum because I didn't like fucking...
Well, so the Channel 4 comedy production team were making important speeches about the application process, and mid-chat you turned around and said, my teeth has fallen out of my head.
Well,
I think that's how Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared got fucking commissioned, actually.
That's how Fleabag happened. Yeah, my tooth started coming out of my head, but then I was in Bournemouth.
Yep.
I had flew down and I was eating a Mars bar that I bought in a petrol
station. Why would you eat a Mars bar with a wobbly tooth?
Well, I know that now.
You're dicing with danger.
I had the whole bar in my mouth because it was a jewel. And the tooth just...
The whole bar in your mouth?
The whole bar.
Right, okay.
The whole chocolate.
You eat chocolate bars like a cartoon character?
This particular one? Yes.
Is it a big fucking Mars bar shape in your neck on the way down?
Anyway, the whole tooth came out.
Right.
And then I had to pick through the Mars bar. I had to take the chocolate out of my mouth, pick through it to find my tooth and go, okay, that's my tooth.
Right. So you're missing a tooth?
Yeah.
Right. Like a little rascal. Oh, so you are.
So I'm going to put a gold tooth in.
Okay.
Like Joe Pesci. And that, to me, is kintsugi.
Right.
When Joe Pesci, a.k.a. one half of the Wet Bandits in Home Alone, replaced his tooth with gold.
Yes.
He was doing kintsugi.
Yeah, okay.
Do you not think so?
Yeah, sure.
Bald guys should do that, I think.
Replace their hair with gold. Wear a gold wig.
Yeah.
Like
be like, well, it's fell out, but like...
Who's that MP with the terrible blonde wig?
What's his name?
Yeah.
Faz Lane. No, that's a military base. What's his name, that guy with the fucking wig, man? He has a gold wig?
Yeah. There you go.
Fabricant. Michael Fabricant.
Well done. He is doing kintsugi.
He's doing kintsugi with his insane wig.
Lana Del Rey singing about him.
He looks deranged.
Michael Fabricant's a body.
We need to get Fabricant on the pod. See what he thinks about Jack ain't enough. He just keeps talking about bananas and shit. Anyway, my favourite set track on this was Let the Light In featuring Father John Misty. I feel like Father John Misty is the male equivalent to what she does. It's very playing with your persona, isn't it? And being like, well, the real person's there. I'm not going to act as if this is me and that's part of it. Yep.
You know what else this album reminded me of in points was Arctic Monkeys' The Car. That kind of cinematic. I can imagine either of them singing the other songs, although Lana Del Rey is far vocally superior to.
You think so?
Oh yeah, she's got an incredible voice. Alex Turner. The thing with Alex Turner isn't his voice. He does have a nice voice. It's gonna be a miracle, but for me. That's it. I mean, he doesn't have to anywhere near the range.
Your ducks,
no, look. He can sell it, sure, but Lana Del Rey is an actually incredible vocalist.
Yeah,
incomparable, really.
I do think that sometimes I wonder. I was talking to somebody about this. Sometimes I wonder. You know, I kind of connect more with Father John Misty and Arctic Monkeys because they're talking about showbizy guy stuff. Not that I'm a showbiz guy, but I'm a turn.
You're a travelling...
I'm a troubadour.
Yeah.
A travelling jester.
A musketeer.
A
homeless man. A little boy.
A god.
A little baby. A little baby who's pissed his pants.
Yeah, sometimes, man, you know. So I was talking about this, and I was like, you know, a lot of this stuff... Listen, sometimes I want somebody to fuck me to death, you know what I mean? But a lot of it, I'm not really... It's not my, you know, I'm not an American. When there's that bit where there's the American pastor, Judah Smith, just doing a 6-minute sample of this guy talking about God and stuff.
That's a weird bit.
It's a weird bit. It's good. I like weird stuff.
Yeah.
That's one of the 5 things. Horny, sad, scary, cool, weird.
Or 6-1, are you Michael Fabricant? If so, that's also cool.
Are you about fucking people to death? Yes, I'm interested. That's horny. But yeah, I mean, I thought, do you know who done it? The thing is, I remember talking to one of my pals about a Frightened Rabbit song. It was called Nothing Like You. And it was it's like, this girl, she was nothing like you. And my pal who was a woman, or a girl at the time, women can be girls.
Again. This is what a feminist looks like.
Yeah. It's good for the audio listeners.
Yeah, Chris was pointing at his shirt in the style of... Benedict Cumbersnatch.
Benedict come in my ass. And I was like, are you like that song? She was like, I love it. And I'm like, who are you in that song? You listen to that? And she was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, I'm listening to it. And I'm like, this girl, she was not like you.
Yeah, it's like when you watch POV porn. It's like...
It's nothing like that,
You
man.
are the cock,
come on,
you know?
Get your fucking mind out of the gutter.
You just said Benedict Cumberbatch or whatever.
Come in my ass, I said. Listen. Sorry, but it's not like POV porn. I'm talking about a conversation I had with a friend in real life.
Yeah, well, but it's how you imagine art to be related to your own existence. You know what I mean? So when you watch POV porn, you're imagining that you are in the porn, right? So when you're listening to this song, you're imagining that you are in the song how it relates to your life.
It's not like that.
Yeah, it is, and so you're listening to it going, "Oh God, it's my stepsister. She's stuck in the washing machine."
Why are they always getting stuck in washing machines? That's not how washing machines work. Who's putting their head in? I've never took the washing out of my washing machine and stuck my whole head in.
You've never taken the washing out your washing machine. Full stop. This is what a
feminist
looks like. This is what a
Fuck up. I do it. I do it all the time. Rat. Anyway, let's get. I with 2 guys reviewing tattoos. We're gonna Google image searching and we'll choose if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boohoo. We're judging the ink, yeah, that's what we do. Full sleeve or face, that's big skull or wing. Bet you pick that design. Is it bad or just fine? A dragon or a
Let's go.
Pretentious or
go.
You cannot hide, and we will decide if it's tattoo woohoo or tattoo boohoo.
Very good rendition this week. Enjoyed it. So
thanks for coming in at the right time.
As Lana have, well, I wasn't expecting it, but I managed to just about get away with it.
Let's get the first tattoo up, Ian. Okay, yes, indeedy, please.
Oh,
can you really see it?
Do you know what it says? So to describe, Lana Del Rey has some writing. No, don't zoom in. Don't zoom in on her breasts, please.
Come
Producer
on, Ian, you horny devil.
Come on.
It's not that type of podcast. We don't talk about tits and cum and bums and stuff.
I actually think you should put this in a comedy show.
Have you been to my school?
So she has something written on her hand.
I know what this one says. It says paradise.
So she has paradise written on one hand.
Can you read that one there?
No.
I'll get it up on my phone.
Stop zooming in on her breasts, please, Ian. Come on.
Oh, that's paradise.
Oh my god, this is so
Go to the
pixelated.
other
You
one.
have one job, Chris, and that is to find out the tattoos.
I fucking was on my Nokia
It's just-
last night and I took
Well,
a
you-
picture of a photograph from a magazine.
Right, there's no point zooming in this. Okay,
Go to the
so,
other one, please.
we're not going to be able to see. It's pixelated.
No,
Come on.
I think it says death
Okay.
no more.
Death No More.
I don't think that's what she
Sounds like
says.
a fucking anime series.
Yeah, Death No More.
Death No More starring Lana Del Rey.
Sequel to Death Note More. Lana
Okay,
Del
so
Rey
considering
tattoo.
it's only
Sorry.
2 pixels, I'm going to give it a woohoo. It's a woohoo from me. It's good stuff.
Wait a minute, I'll see what it says. And how do you feel about just written things on? Because she has a lot of just written stuff.
I mean, you're a poet, you know. So fair enough. You like words. Paradise on your hand. What's the implication there? Shaking hands with me is like shaking hands with paradise,
I don't think it's a handshake type thing. I think it's just about chasing paradise, isn't it?
right? Trying to
About the concept of finding
finding paradise,
heaven is a place on earth, I believe.
finding
Someone once said.
the lost city of Atlantis.
It says trust no one.
Okay, cool.
Doesn't say death no more.
It says
I
trust
got
no
no
one.
right. Pretty good.
So it says trust no one.
Paradise. Trust no one.
That's cool, actually.
Karate chopping that into people's faces. Very nice.
If Lana Del Rey was doing kung fu and with one hand was chopping you with trust no one, I actually think that's fucking coolest. I would honestly, if that's how I went, if Lana Del Rey burst in here now and said he'd been making fun of fucking Jack Antonoff, he's one of our best friends,
And Philip Gollier.
and karate chopped me with a hand that says trust no one on it, and that was how I died, I think that's a good way to go.
Your karate chop tastes like a fucking toy scone.
Fucking salt and sauce.
Let's get the next
Trust.
one
Well, what do you think? Woohoo or boohoo?
up. Woohoo, both of them.
Trust no one. That's dark on your hand.
Don't trust them.
Don't trust no one. Never, ever, ever trust any cunt ever.
Okay, so
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. So we've got another HD tattoo, which completely unreadable. From here, it looks like it says Natalie Imbruglia, but I doubt it. Do you know what this says?
yeah.
What does it say?
It says Nabokov Whitman.
Nabokov Whitman. So like Vladimir Nabokov, who wrote Lolita, and Walt Whitman, who wrote, what's his poetry? What's his big poem? He was also...
He's an American guy.
Yeah. I mean, also featured in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
The book in which...
Great use of colour in it.
yeah, I've also... the scene in which... I'm sure where Hank is on the toilet and he's reading a book, and it's Walt Whitman's book.
Well, I don't know if you remember the actual plot, but basically there was a guy who was supposed to replace Jesse as like Walt's. Your phone's going. I think it's the boring cunt police. it's my phone.
Your phone. They're calling you. They're phoning you, the boring cunt police, because you're fucking talking about a Breaking Bad episode.
So there was going to be...
No, fuck it. I'm not talking about Breaking Bad anymore.
All right. But that's a big plot line in it, isn't
We've
it?
got maybe 5 minutes left to...
Right. Fuck.
And the boring cunt police are going to come here and fucking karate chop you in a
The
minute.
boring cunt police are saying, are you just telling people the synopsises to Breaking Bad episodes again? I'm like, yes.
Trust no one.
That would have been a good thing for Hank.
Yeah, okay. Right, so this is basically two of our favourite writers. So Nabokov, I mean...
Pale Fire, Lolita.
have you read Lolita?
I've read Pale Fire and I've read Lolita.
Pedo
shit.
It is pedo shit, isn't it? It's
But
one
it's
of
good.
It's one of these things now that goes through the modern lens of like, that's about... If you read that, you're a pedo.
Should people be pedophiles? I don't think so. It's like, shut up, woke people, man.
This is what a paedophile looks like.
No. No, Benedict Cumberbatch!
I actually don't think that is funny at all.
I
That is
don't
where I draw the
think
line.
it's cool when pedophiles are here. Just want to say, enjoy an album, anti-pedophile podcast, and I'm giving this a woohoo.
It's a woohoo from me too.
Is there another one, or is that all I could get?
There's another one that's only 2 pixels. That'd be good.
What's about the ratings next?
There are 5 pictures in here. Are they all for this episode?
I think they're the ones for the next second episode. Sorry. Okay,
that's
thanks,
good.
Ian. Yes.
Lana
Del Rey, not a man.
Have we had the album cover up behind us the whole time?
We take a look at the album.
We've not had it up at all?
We decide
Did you send it to him?
is good or fuck.
What the fuck have you been doing?
I'm so stressed out. My teeth are falling out my head.
This is actually an anxiety nightmare.
Every second of my life is an actual anxiety nightmare. I was in Cornwall Airport yesterday. All right.
Okay.
That's not. You have your problems. Your arse is exploding or whatever.
Yeah.
But my problems are just as bad. I was in an airport for
Yeah,
an hour.
I was in hospital 2 nights ago again. So that's the same. That's the same, isn't it? I'm still managed to edit and upload 5 episodes of the podcast whilst I'm going away because you don't know how to do it.
Every second of my life is an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get that one up? Oh, no, that's a nice fucking.
We look at the art and we judge the art and we decide if it's good or fart. So here is, Lana Del Rey leaning into that sort of Americana film noir.
Very Smith, isn't it?
Femme fatale. It's a black and white. She's on a bed. She's lying down. She's got very shiny lips. She has one strand of hair. It's not one strand of hair, but it's
She's entirely bald but for one strand of hair. Like a baby from a cartoon.
she's dressed like a giant baby.
Do you know that there was actually some nude photos as part of this photo shoot, but she decided not to use them because she felt it would detract from her music?
Yeah, she's looking directly at the camera in a sort of like,
Come hither.
You think it's come hither?
No, it's like, I am fucking sad.
Yeah. This is sad girl vibes. Hundo P. I think it's a pretty striking portrait.
Love it. Reminds me of Smiths, reminds me of Belle and Sebastian. Is entirely in that lineage of sad fucking bastard music.
Yeah.
I'm a sad bastard.
Yeah.
I like the cover.
Your teeth are falling out.
My teeth are falling out my head.
She could
'cause I'm
have
so
no
sad.
teeth here and you'd never know.
If you look at my next press photos, you will see I've went for a similar tactic. Those will be out by the time this.
Right,
comes out.
let's talk about the album just a little bit more. Okay, so
I don't think we have the time necessarily. Did you enjoy an album?
Sum up. I just want to sum it
Yeah,
up.
did you enjoy an album?
Yeah, I did. I think it's. What was the question I said to ask me at the end, at the beginning?
Are you a Lana stan?
Are you a Lana? Am I a Lana
Do
stan?
you stand for Lana?
I think she is genuinely making some of the most interesting music at the moment.
Pop music, certainly.
There is no one else really doing sort of this sort of baroque pop, this sad 1950s.
Playfully mythologizing while at the same time delivering hook after velvety hook.
Yeah, it's reminds me of like in some ways some Ella Fitzgerald, in some ways some Nina Simone, without the politics.
Morrissey.
Yes. It is often devastating to listen to, poetically.
Fuck me to death.
Something I often complain about when we're reviewing albums is like the lyrics and
Lack of lyrical depth.
Yes.
She's a writer.
She's swimming in lyrics.
She's got words coming out of her fucking eyes, man.
And so even when she does, when she says really, simple stuff about fucking, it only sounds all the more powerful, juxtaposed against
they say.
the other sort of lyrical beauty. I love the long song titles.
Grandfather, please stand on the shoulders of my father while he's deep sea fishing, featuring Ryopi.
Yeah, that's great. And also the whole title. Did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? What a beautiful song title that is.
Did you know there's a tunnel under Glasgow University?
No.
So many cool tunnels out there. And it's great, isn't it?
Yeah. I think she's really interesting. I think she's a real artist. I think it's a great album. I don't think it quite hits the heights of Norman fucking Rockwell, which I think if you're looking for a Lana album which really sums up her whole Americana vibe, that is it. But I think there's some songs on here which are among the best she's written. I think Candy Necklace is beautiful. I think Fingertips is beautiful. I think Paris, Texas is beautiful. I'm going to rewatch the film Paris, Texas, which I highly recommend you do if you've never seen it.
Can I watch it with you?
You want to watch Paris, Texas? 100%.
Get some pizzas in and watch some devastating film.
Fucking
cry
hell
together.
yes. I would love to have an enjoy an album movie night where we all just watch Paris, Texas for no reason other than I like it.
Yeah. Shut up.
Did you enjoy an album?
Yeah. I liked it a lot. I liked how sad it was, and I liked how weird it was. And Judah Smith comes in with a 6-minute sample of his American Pasta stuff, and then John Baptiste features, and then he gets his interlude, and all the lyrics are about something, and it's just stunningly, sadly beautiful and horny, scary, sad, cool, weird.
It's all 5 things.
It hits the 5. It's a flawed masterpiece. 77 minutes of flawed masterpiece, and that's my favorite type of thing.
What song are you going to add to the Enjoyed Album playlist?
Every week we add 2 songs apiece to the Enjoyed Album playlist, one of which is from the album and one of which is inspired by the conversation that has got us there this week. From the record, I will be adding Do You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard?
Do you know that there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard?
Let the Light In. It's kind of lovely folk.
Let the Light In with FJM?
With FGM. Reminds me
With
of...
fucking
If I was
John
a
Misty.
carpenter when you were a lady.
Okay, you're putting on that.
Folk
I'm going to
duet.
put in A and W. I think the opening 3 minutes, it does sort of develop into this sort of weird trap beat, but I actually prefer the first half of the song.
A&W is like an ice cream shop.
Yeah, but it's American and whore, because this is what it's like to be an American whore, is what the song's all about her own sort of criticisms.
Could you do something like that on the spot with B&Q? Bastards and
Quims.
That's British society, bro. Thanks for coming on the pod.
The other song I'm going to put on is Lana Del Rey did a duet with her then boyfriend, lead singer of the band, Cassidy. They sang a cover of Nancy Sinatra's Summer Wine. And I love that song.
We haven't even mentioned who this record's about. It's about her ex-boyfriend, the famous cop, who was in a reality show.
Yep.
And the only promo she did for this record was she put a billboard up in his hometown and then took an Instagram picture with it and went, it's personal.
Yes.
So cool.
She is a messy bitch, 100%.
She's a messy bitch, and she lives for the drama.
She lives for the drama. She's a petty queen. And people love that. I mean, listen, would I want to be in a relationship with her? No. I think I would probably end up going fucking mad, because I think she's a very intense person, okay? However, I like watching her from afar. That sounds weird.
Horrible.
I'm glad she exists so that I can see the work that she makes.
It's enjoying it. I will not fantasize a relationship. You freak.
Would I like to come home after a hard day's work and have Lana Del Rey waiting for me? Sure. We would have a nice chat about her day. That's what my fantasy is. Nothing pure about that.
To interrupt your horrific statements, I'm going to say that mine's going to be Father John Misty, the night that John Tillman came to drink. What is it? Came to stay or something? It's the song on Honey, I Love You, Honey Bear. The night that John Tillman came to town.
Is it just called Mr. Tillman?
No.
Mr. Tillman.
It's the night that John... And it's great, and it's about him talking about his out of character self going to a party and just hating the people.
Right.
And he's like, later on, I obliged when you begged me to choke you. And people were accusing him of being, lyrically violent against women.
So same thing.
Even though it sounds consensual from the lyrics to me. And then there's a bit in it where he goes... He's talking about, I hate that soulful affectation white girls put on. Why don't you move to the Delta? She's really just vicious in it against this party that he went to. He's so mean. I love it.
Father John Misty may be appearing in the podcast soon. Not him, personally.
He's doing a run at the Fringe, Free Fringe.
That's right. Father John Misty is every day at
PBH.
Cowgate Head.
A PBH Free Fringe.
And that right there brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this little chat about Lana Del Rey, aka Elizabeth Grant Jr.
We had some brief technical difficulties, so sorry if it was weird, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm not apologizing for being weird. That is what you should come to expect from this podcast. It's weird, it's horny, it's sexy, it's hot,
Cool.
it's drenched in cum. It's those are the 5 things, right?
That's all horny. I think we need to just hose you down for a wee minute in between the tatums.
The Tatums.
Lathams.
Enjoy your week, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace and love in the new millennium.